Hello Chargers, this is Miss Corso, your Pin Oak librarian, and this video is going to be accessing and utilizing the Gale resources icon in the hub. And we are going to use the topic of Jim Crow laws. That is the sample topic within your Google slide for your project. And also in your research notes file, I want to point out, this is very important, the questions I want to answer. Whether you go into Britannica or EBSCO or Gale or just straight off the internet, have these questions done first. They will structure the research that you want to do so you don't look accidentally on an article for 10 minutes that answers nothing that you need to know about your research. It may look great, may have a title that seems appropriate, but you don't want to waste time researching and read an article that then you realize, hey, this doesn't answer any of my questions. So have these done first, and then you're going to go to, of course, houstonisd.org. Look for Captain America. Let's go to the Power Up Hub. Look for more digital resources. And over on the left-hand side, the Library References tab. And we're looking at this one, Gale Resources. The text says Gale Databases, but the icon is Gale Resources. Wow. Look at all these subcategories. Anything you can think of. If your topic is about the environment, global warming, the ozone layer that disappeared over Antarctica, pollution, anything like that, you may want to come here. If you are researching a hot topic in politics right now, look here, opposing viewpoints. It gives you the pro side and the con side. Science, perhaps you're researching coronavirus or COVID-19. If you are researching an important person, if they're an author, here's the author series. Gale One File News, newspaper resource. You can look it up by title, headline, author, etc. Thousands of images, radio, TV broadcasts. Health and wellness. Maybe you're researching juvenile diabetes. Maybe you're researching mental issues that could be found here. But we're going to look here, Gale in Context Middle School, because it's kind of a general database that's a good foundation to start from when you're in Gale. And the high school edition is up here, but we're going to look here, middle school. And it'll look like this. So again, we are going to use Jim Crow laws. And as you type, you'll notice a menu appears and it gets more and more specific. But if you want to stick with just your general topic, go to the first one. And up at the top, you can change the entire database into another language if you want. Or you could go back to English. Here, though, there are other options for changing just the article, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Okay, so you are given the basic article here, but before we do that, we're going to go back. Look down here. Oh my goodness. Just from typing in Jim Crow laws, we are given 117 reference articles, 187 magazines, 147 news articles, primary sources. These can be encyclopedias, both general and specific, almanacs, atlases. You're given 9 images that you can use in your research. Just don't forget to cite. Videos, audio files, lots of stuff. Biographies of important people relative to the Jim Crow era, like W.E.B. Du Bois. Look at all this. They divide it up, easy sections to look at. There's your images, there's your videos, here's all your magazines. News articles, and you can see some of these are extremely recent. 2020, 2019. Here's the Lexile. So the higher the Lexile, the more complex the word count and diction is, word choice. Primary resources. So let's go up to the top. And this is your primary entry for Jim Crow laws. This tells you the date, very recent, what type it is, for example, magazine article, news article. This is your topic overview. Here's the length and the Lexile. If you'd like to simplify it, you can. This is the default. Let's look at the text itself. As you can see, crucial words are here. If you click on them, it'll give you the definition. Over on the side, it divides up your article into 3 sections so you can skip around if you need to. Again, have your questions in mind so you know what to look for. If you need further articles, perhaps you could look up related subjects such as race discrimination, disenfranchisement, the civil rights movements. In bold, you may find fast facts, keywords, major people, for instance, Thurgood Marshall. And down at the bottom, here is your citation. Remember, it has to be MLA. You can copy paste. You can send the citation to your Google Drive, which I would recommend. You need to have everything in your Google Drive. You can also cite it up here. Just highlight, copy paste, make sure it's MLA, or you can send it. You can send the entire article, which I would definitely recommend. Because a week from now, or a week into your research, you don't want to think, hey, what was that great article I read? I can't remember what database that was from. If you send the entire thing to your Google Drive, you can pull up the entire article and be able to highlight, take notes, just look at it in a different light. You can download the article in PDF form to your laptop or your desktop. If you have a printer at home or access to one, you can print it. And we're going to show you how to highlight and take notes, which is really awesome, in just a second. Okay, inside the body of the article, you can translate the article to a different language. Also, you can change the font size, make it bigger, make it smaller, and you can also listen to it. Let's listen to one sentence.
Jim Crow laws. African Americans were forced to endure unfair racial inequality for much of the early 20th century because of Jim Crow laws.
Okay, notice how it highlights each sentence at a time and each word within the sentence. So if you are more of an audio learner and you understand better when you hear it narrated out loud, this is fantastic. And you can change the volume as well. Okay, so here is how you take notes. Notice up at the top, here's highlights and notes. Right now, we don't have any. But as you're reading, this is why I told you it's important to have your questions out. If you see something that looks like it's an answer to your questions, let's see. Let's say you're looking here and you're like, hey, wait. This looks like it's an answer to number 1. You can highlight it. And if I were you, I would put question 1. And either you can write out the question You can summarize what it says in the paragraph. And then don't forget to save. Then as you're reading, maybe you see another sentence. You're like, hey, that answers question 5. And then maybe further down, you'll say, hey, this answers question number 3. And so already you may have multiple questions answered. You've highlighted them, you've taken notes, and look here. Here's all the notes that you took with the questions and the text. So if you view all, at the end of your research for that article, if I were you, I'd bring up the page with all of the sentences or paragraphs that you highlighted and the notes, and then look here. Save warning. Make sure you download or send highlights and notes to yourself before exiting the product. Contents here will be lost after you close your browser. So what you want to do is either send this page to your Google Drive or email it to yourself or your parents. You can download this page onto your desktop or laptop, or you can print it. But definitely send this elsewhere, because once you get out of Gale, you lose everything and all that work is gone. Look here. Make sure it's MLA format and your citation is here. So now once you print it out, or once you download it, or once you send it to Google Drive, you will know, here are my notes for this article because it's highlighted down on the bottom. And you can add it to your bibliography and you know which questions are answered. Here's the sentence, so you don't have to write the sentence over and worry about misspelled words or leaving something out. When you're doing your research, you can copy paste the sentence and put it in quotations so you know exactly how to cite it, and it's all there. So that's fantastic. I love the highlights and notes option. Okay, so that is Gale in context. Easy, very easy to access, lots of information, lots of different types of sources for you. Kind of a one-stop shop here. Okay, and best of luck in the rest of your research, Chargers. Thanks.